Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and I think my first video. I'm not sure, it depends, we'll see. But I want to talk to you today about the Talko. If you don't know what the Talko is, it is a YouTube channel that I do believe does gossip and a lot of countdowns. And recently, with the controversy of Kylie Jenner being pregnant or not, I'm sorry that I don't have that information because I honestly don't really care. They released a video called 10 Benefits of Having Kids at a Young Age. They specifically say that they do not tell that this video isn't for people who, are not ready to have kids. And they do say that when they mean by young, they're talking about younger mothers, which equals 30 and under. Now, that's what the caption says at the bottom. But in the actual video, they call it having kids young is the best. Now, I want to talk about that because I don't believe that's true. Yes, sometimes it's true, but a lot of the times it's not. So, we're going to get into it. The first thing they talk about, number one, is low-risk pregnancy. Now, yes, there are some benefits of being younger. You're more fertile, and your body can heal itself better. But I do believe they're basing a lot of their study on an old study that indicates that every year after 35, your pregnancy is more at risk. Which it has been proven to be true that, yes, you are at more risk of having a child with Down syndrome, which they do address in the video, but it's not necessarily true anymore. You don't have to use in vitro. You don't have to go on some crazy experimental tangent. Women get pregnant after 35 all the time. I know a woman who's over the age of 40 and she still donates her eggs for carriers, for women, for parents. And a lot of the studies say that you shouldn't. But she has tons of, quote, kids for other parents. It's all about taking care of yourself. Number two is active grandparents. So they basically go on, and I'm going to combine this with number three, because number three also states that more time with your kids. They focus on these two things, that if you have your kids young, the grandparents and yourself will have more time with the children. A decade more. That's kind of dark in my book, because you're basically focusing on the fact that, oh, you'll have more time because you won't be dead. Once more, it's all about how you take care of yourself. This includes the grandparents. If you're healthy and vibrant, then you'll live as long as you're going to live. It doesn't matter when you have a kid. You could have a kid young and die 2 years later. You could have a kid young and the grandparents die before the baby's even born. So them focusing on that just because, oh, younger, you'll have more time is not necessarily true, because you don't take in the factors of life in general. All I'm saying. Number four, your body. So basically they're talking about losing weight in this whole spiel. They're just, oh, you'll lose more weight because you're younger. Once more, it's about taking care of yourself. It's what you eat and everything. And yes, I know your metabolism slows down at certain age and whatever, but it's also genetics. Some people just have slower metabolism across the board and can't lose weight whatsoever. There's some people who have fast metabolism and can't even gain weight. So, like I said, they basically talk about weight loss this whole time. They talk a little bit about muscle and burning more fat, etc. But it's basically all about weight loss. And if we're going to be superstitious, or not superstitious, I'm sorry. If we're going to be, shallow like that of just talking about weight loss, then we might as well talk about the fact that women who are fat shouldn't have babies because they'll pass those genetics on and blah, blah, blah. It's ridiculous. Number five, you'll relate better. So on this one, they focus on how the generational gap will be different from 20 to 30. They also talk about, of you being the cool parent. And they do put in there that, the cool parent sometimes can fall into just being like a friend, but you need to focus on being a parent, which I appreciate that. But I also don't appreciate the fact that they're saying, kind of that people with the third or 30-year difference are not cool. There are tons of people who are older and are considered cool parents. It's all about your personality and also what you perceive as cool. So yes, 20 is different than 30, but we also need to talk about that those were the past generations where there was more Christian moralities. If we're talking about this generation and more, I don't see being a cool parent as an issue, because the millennials are a generation of hipsters, people making millions on YouTube. And to be quite honest, I don't care, or I don't think of, you going to be 30 with a parent or with a kid and your kids are not going to think you're cool. I'm just saying that being cool, or what your perception of cool, is different, and you shouldn't base it on age. The next is the transition is going to be easier. And they specify that older people are more set in their ways, which I don't think that just is for older people. If someone knows what they want, they're going to do it and whatever. But they say that, you won't be able to vacation whenever you want. You won't be able to work 14-hour days like you do. I'm pretty sure if you're in a career that's established where you are working that much, you can afford daycare. And no one should be taking an infant on a vacation. Like, isn't that a rule? Like, the first 2 years, you shouldn't go on any vacations with an infant? Like, I don't know. I don't know about children, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing. But they also talk about how the younger people are not established yet. They're still growing, and they could develop with their child. Now, I know there are some 20-year-olds that are totally established in their career, and that's awesome and that's amazing. But a lot of you are not. I know people from when I went to school who they wanted to focus on their career, but they had a child. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is that they do talk about that, the younger parent can focus more on their career because they want to better their life for their child, and then they'll be better at their job. Now, let me continue. I went to school with people who had children, and that's what their intent was, to go to school better, get a better career, to better their life, to better their child's life. And that's not how it turned out. Because when you have a child while you're going to school, there is the thing of healthcare, childcare, and paying your bills. And if you have to go to just a job to just pay your bills to survive, you can't really focus on your career, which, let's face it, when you start a career, you start at the bottom, and it's not always great. So most of those people who I went to school with couldn't start at the bottom of their career and had to just go to a job so that they could pay bills and feed their children. So, yeah, transitioning with a child at what age will be difficult. But just saying that because older people are set in their ways and saying that young people can develop, you need to know the situation before you can make those. But before you can make those statements. The next is early empty nesters. If you don't know what an empty nester means, it's basically parents, mostly the mother, of when the child leaves, and they feel hollow and there's nothing there to fill the void. Now, any parent can have that. Any parent at any age. And this is to you people. Get a hobby. Don't envelop your world into your child. Yes, your child is your everything, but don't let go of your hobbies and you won't be an empty nester. If anything, you'll be excited because you'll finally have this free time to do what you love. And they're saying that older people don't have, the ability or whatever. I don't, just, that's all once more. It all depends on you and the person and everything. And to just say that, you don't want to be an empty nester. Yeah, you're going to be sad for a month and then you're going to find a hobby or find one. Don't be an empty nester. Plain and simple. Number 8, more energy. Ugh. I know plenty of people, not from 30 and above, but from 40 and older, who have more energy than most of the people I knew in high school. It's all about taking care of yourself. You are having kids at 60 and beyond, then yeah, there may be a little more energy deficiency. But my point being is take care of yourself. If you have a kid at any age, you should be taking care of yourself so that you can have more energy. I find this one of their weaker points in this countdown of just being like, oh, you'll have more energy because you're younger. That's not true. Many people have proven that wrong. It's not true. Number 9, growing with your child. Now, I'm a person that personally believes that you never stop growing, you never stop learning. And to say that younger people will grow with their child and not older people, I think is kind of a ridiculous statement. They don't necessarily put it like that, but that's basically what they're saying, is that they'll develop more and become a better person because they say this, that they'll say no to alcohol and illegal substances. Yes, I can talk. That's not true. I know so many women and girls who had kids at a young age, and that didn't stop them from being stupid. That didn't stop them from doing dumb decisions. Once more, it's all about the personal situation. You can't put a broad statement on it until you do some of your research. And if you did research the taco, yes, you, the taco, then I'll put my foot in my mouth. But I want to know, where's your data? Like, come on. Next, and the last, and I believe the weakest and most ridiculous out of this whole thing, is so many friends. Now they're talking about that when you're younger, you're still very close to your friends, you still maybe live in your hometown, etc. When you get older, you do different life, you make different life choices, different paths, and you lose some of your friends. You sometimes gain more, you sometimes don't. But their stance is that you'll be closer to your friends and they'll be there to help you. Is that the wrongest thing that I have ever heard? I have a cousin who got pregnant young, and her one major complaint was that none of her friends stuck around. They all disappeared. And yes, there are some that will stick around. I will give them that. And some of them are pregnant themselves, and that's why they do stick around. But one of the biggest complaints that I hear from younger parents, younger moms especially, is that their friends disappear. Because I hate to say it, but just because you decided to have a child at 24 doesn't mean your friends want to deal with your child at their age, 24, whatever age they are. They want to go, and I'm not saying that you can't go live your life, but that's why they want to go live their life. They want to still go party. They want to go on random adventures. They want to do this. They want to do that. They don't want to sit at home with you and watch you play with your baby. I'm sorry, but that's the tough truth of it. That's why you lose more friends when you get pregnant young. I'm just saying is that the taco says a lot of stuff that I disagree with, and from what I see in the comment section, a lot of other people disagree with. And I just want to know why. Why did they decide to release this video? Now, I believe it's because of the Kylie Jenner thing. And I want to put out there that Kylie Jenner being pregnant, if she is, will have a different experience than blue collar, white collar people. Because she's a millionaire, a billionaire. She can afford childcare. She can afford to just, leave her baby and go. I'm not saying she'll do that if she's pregnant. But to jump on the bandwagon of, oh, is Kylie pregnant? And then to put this out, I think is very hurtful and negative. We should stop focusing on this kind of thing and start just focusing on how to better the world. Now, I don't know if I'm getting lost with this little monologue, but it really angered me when I watched this video of how they can just easily dismiss, 30 and up. Now, I never plan on having children, but I do want to stand up for people who are against this. So please, go to the talk and tell them that, where did you hear? Where did you do your research? That's all I want to know. Now, with that being said, I want to thank you for listening to me rant. I want to thank you for watching, if you watch the whole thing. Please tell me your opinions in the comments below, and tell me how I did, so that I could better myself and my content for you. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Snapchat. Or just watch my videos. And have a good day.